Hey, bro, don't forget, it ain't the first 48, bro. It's 60 minutes, bro.
We heard a whole lot of lip service, but hey, anybody can do that. But between them lines,
come with the king, you best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make like, who you with? You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked into Zone 32.
And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. We got 5 of the 6 of us in right now. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is BT. His name is motherfucking Grant. Say what's up to the people.
Eat a dick, Jake.
Fuck you, bitch.
That's fine. That's fine. I can't respond the way I want to. I'd have to do it in the DM chat. So I ain't gonna get this canceled because we live. So there's that. But anyway, we got a game to recap. We went to the land of incest and chili spaghetti, where people just spread butt cheeks and shit over spaghetti noodles, and then top it with onions and cheese. But we go to, was it Paycor Stadium? They call themselves now.
Zaycor Stadium.
Zaycor Stadium. That is fair. Because both the Zays had themselves some days at Zaycor Stadium.
It's
almost
like that's why I called it that. Wild.
Shut up, Drew. No one likes you. Anyway, the Ravens go to town, come from behind, overcome a 10-point deficit to beat the Bengals in overtime, 41-38. I actually missed about the first 3 quarters of this game because I was having to drive around. But Drew, I'm gonna start with you. As always, give me the details.
Well, thanks for letting everybody know that you missed the first 3 quarters. That was really important to the conversation.
Yes, it was.
I appreciate you sharing that. Shut the fuck
you
up.
whole ass bitch.
No, nobody fucking cares. Offensively, solid. There's some shaky moments here and there, but overall, Lamar looked great throwing the ball. That was the first time this year that I felt like our passing offense was there. Running the ball was successful. I know Derrick Henry ended up with like 95 yards on the ground. 92, and 51 of them came on that last run in overtime. So, he didn't have the same sustained success that we had earlier, last 2 games. But
he was over 100 total yards, to be fair.
Yeah, so, again, it wasn't a horrific rushing showing by any stretch of the imagination. Even, credit to Bateman, looked pretty good. I called that game happening for him before anybody else did, because I'm, smarter than everybody else is really what it boils down to. Zay had, I would say that was probably his best game as a pro. Not really any drops, not really any stupid plays on his part, and did more than just get, open on screen plays, was running real routes and getting open. Isaiah Likely looked great. Charlie Kohler looked great. Mark Andrews, towards the end of that game, started to look like himself again. Falele was okay, not good, not bad, but better than he's been all year. Offensive line in general looked good, and I think that's part of you start Rosengarten and it makes the offensive line look a lot better. Makari had a couple head scratching plays, but again overall offensively you put up we're probably close to 600 yards, right? I would guess. Yeah, at least over 500. So, no complaints.
Pull those numbers.
Yeah, defensively, though, this secondary is terrifying. This is really the only word that I can use for it. Marlon Humphrey is routinely making stupid plays in coverage or not covering his zones very well. Marcus Williams looks fucking lost at all times. Roquan Smith is just not the same Roquan that we're used to seeing in coverage. The pass rush was good in the beginning and then kind of faded off. And, there was a pretty, distinct line in the sand there where we were getting to Burrow almost every play. He's, running for his life, for lack of a better term. And then, they kind of calmed down, got the protection to work, and all of a sudden he started picking us apart. We couldn't stop Chase Brown, is kind of annoying. So defensively, that was a really bad showing. But offensively, and we came away with a win. So
we had 520 total yards.
520, yeah. So okay, so over 500 yards.
And to your point about the secondary, we gave up 442 total yards on defense, and 371 were through the air. only 71 rushing.
Which is still not a great showing for us, especially when they don't really have a, legitimate running back. I mean, Chase Brown and Zach Moss are not like world beaters at running back by any
I mean,
stretch.
71 yards between two guys is nothing. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Chase got a carry in there too, didn't he?
He may have. But to me, I guess the defense was, again, we were out of position a lot. We were not getting clean tackles. We were not making clean tackles. First contact with a guy, and Marlon is again fucking retarded when it comes to knowing what zone to play.
So they averaged 3.1 yards per carry, and their longest carry of the day was 16 yards. So I'm not shitting on the rush defense at all. It's the secondary, and the secondary getting fucking bent over all day is going to lead to some runs that are productive, because then you're playing to defend the pass.
Yeah, it's just a bad showing. So,
yeah.
Roquan is starting to worry me. Marcus Williams needs to get the fuck off the team, and Marlon Humphrey needs to just. I don't know to be honest. Like it's frustrating that in year 8 or 9, it's supposed to be like your leader in the secondary, and you can't figure out simple shit like how to play a cover 3. Like at this point, it's just kind of like, Marlon, you got to stop with the fucking orange and the zany social media personality, and just figure the fuck out how to do. Like, yeah, he had an interception, Burrow threw it, so whatever, he made the play, fine. But like, it's frustrating to look at the stat sheet at the end of the game and see that he gave up 5 catches, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then there was probably some other plays where he was in the wrong coverage and gave them some big chunk plays. So I'm frustrated with the defense. I did see Cole Jackson tweeted it was Mike McDonald's first 5 games as a defensive coordinator, and like the stats compared to Zach Orr's, and they were pretty similar. And we also played like pretty similar quarterback competition. So maybe there's some hope there that kind of the defense settles in, but it just seems like the second half of games, the pass rush fades and bad things happen in the secondary when we can't get to the quarterback in time. So I don't know. I'm a little bit irritated.
I am too. And another John Harbaugh dumb timeout call, and just like a lot of the stupid shit that's been happening all year happened again. So like, we got to clean that shit up. We won despite that because of the fact that Lamar played like one of the best games of his career, probably.
I think I said it after.
He had, I think, the as far as like Lamar Jackson's skill set, that one play is like, that's Lamar Jackson right there. That's I think obviously the spin move in the open field is like his most like outrageous play anybody's ever seen. But this play was, I think, if you look at it from start to finish, him like making a mistake, fixing the mistake, getting away from pressure, making a ridiculous throw. All that shit just like combined, I don't think we've ever seen anything.
No, and then credit to Isaiah Likely finding the open space there and making that catch. But to me, we're not going to go very far if we're stopping no defense. And like, this is where
I agree.
Again, great win. You beat a division team on the road. Like, that's not anything to like get upset about. But like at the same time, like, we got picked apart by Joe Burrow. And again, it was Jamar Chase put up 200 yards receiving, and two busted plays, just walked right in the fucking end. Felt like Mike Gesicki could get open whenever he wanted to. T. Higgins had a couple plays where, again, just like Eddie Jackson or Marcus Williams or Roquan were just like, oh shit, maybe I should cover this, and they just didn't. So I'm getting irritated with that, because these are guys that are, this is not like rookie mistakes that people are making. This is not like Nate Wiggins being, out of position because he overran a ball or something like that. These are like 8-10-year veterans just not knowing what the fuck to do, which we just can't have happening. At some point, it's going to cost you football games. Lamar Jackson can't put the cape on every week. I think we said that verbatim in the Chiefs game, is that you can't just rely on Lamar to, be a superhero every game. Like, sometimes shit's going to go wrong and he'll be able to save you, but not every time. That's not a good game plan. So that defensive shit's got to get.
Yeah. I think there's plenty of people who are watching who can understand this comparison, but the Ravens right now remind me of the Orioles in the first half of the season, where we're winning games. We look good on offense at times, but the Orioles were too reliant on the home run to win. The Ravens are too reliant on Lamar to win when the defense is fucking them over every single week.
The difference between the Ravens and the Orioles, though, is that the Orioles didn't have pitching. Like, you guys could pretend all you wanted, you love to all year, that you have this like top 5 rotation. I know Civ, our resident doctor, at one point told me that you guys had a top 3 rotation when healthy. You didn't. Your bullpen was trash all year, and so like you lived and died by the home. That's what you had as a team. Like the Ravens have talent at every level it's in. They need to put it together and play better. It's not like I'm trying to think of like Albert Suarez or whatever, that fucking loser that you guys had come in and pitched like for a month there and was great. Like the Ravens don't have guys like that on D who just played out of their mind, way above their normal level. Like they have an all-pro corner. They have a first-round pick at corner. They have one of the highest paid edge rushers in Matabike, or guys on the line, Matabike. They have the highest paid middle linebacker. They have the 8th highest paid safety. Like they have talent at all the levels. So that's what makes it more fresh than like the Orioles would. Is that the talent's there that they should be playing fine, and they're just not.
At the end of the day, I mean, people who Orioles and Ravens fans are going to understand the comparison. You're living and dying by basically the home run on both sides, on both ends of this, and that is not a recipe for success when it fucking matters, as we saw with the Orioles. If we go into the playoffs and we're in a game where not a lot of points are being scored, I have no faith in the Ravens to win that game, because the defense will give up some backbreaking first downs, backbreaking touchdown at the wrong time. So it's just the defense needs to get their shit together. I'm willing to be patient to an extent, because it is a new it is a new defensive coordinator. So
who Zach Orr play under? Who was his linebackers coach? It was Wink. Who was he a defensive analyst under? It was Dean Pease for a year, and then it was Wink. And we're showing a lot of similarities as a Wink defense right now. So
yep. Well, and we already know what happens with that. We already know what happens there. So, I mean,
I know
it needs
all
to
too well what happened Wink Martindale defense, because I got to watch it on Saturday. So.
Hey, listen, at least you didn't get kicked all the way out of the top 25.
Yeah, I mean, that was still just that was a Wink classic. Every fucking week it's Wink classic.
Yeah. Michigan season is over.
The only way it's not over is to beat Ohio State and like other teams, lose. But college football is wild.
They ain't beat Ohio State this year.
Ohio State. Has North Carolina stopped giving up points to James Madison yet?
No, they're still scoring. Hey, look, I can talk shit because my team sucks this year, so I can say your team needs to be booted to the moon.
Yeah, I mean,
Drake May's about to start his legendary. Drake May
may not make it through the first quarter alive. That Patriots offensive line is fucking horrific, and Drake May's going to get killed.
Hopefully, he doesn't do yoga, because then he's actually going to get on the field.
Yeah, I mean, JJ McCarthy is going to step in next year and will be much better than Drake May, but. Regardless, like
that's Sam Darnold's job. What are you talking about? That's Sam Darnold's job.
This is a John Kitna, Carson Palmer situation. Stop. Let's not be stupid here. That was a throwback football reference.
But yeah,
I came Penali last week, and now I have John Kitna this week. I'm on fire.
I think John Kitna's kid is wasn't he that Florida quarterback who had like child porn on his?
No, I've never heard of that.
I know what you're talking about.
He had some weird shit happen.
Yeah, he was like sexting a 14-year-old or something like that.
I don't think that was not far off. That was pretty close.
I don't think it was John Kidd. I could be wrong.
But anyways, back on track for the game. So like,
the Yahoo user has just arrived. Everybody say hello.
Hi, Yahoo user.
What up, though?
Hello.
This bitch has been trying to reset her fucking Yahoo password for 45 minutes.
And can you hear me with these?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to put my AirPods in. So I feel like I look more like a loser.
Is everybody familiar with Kelsey and why she's here?
Yeah, because she's a fucking commander.
Nah.
Disgusting.
Actually, she's here. The other day, she sent me a message that said, verbatim, she said, I love when Drew tweets.
I do. It's hilarious because you're very, I won't say calculated, but you're always right. But
why would you say that?
Shatter for you here.
But he does. But he is. He's very like specific with it. And then my jaw dropped with that one. I was like, shit, he's right.
Nothing I do is calculated. I'm usually.
I know, but that's why I don't know if like calculated is not the right word. It's more like, but it's very like you choose your spots. You don't talk out your ass like I do.
No, I typically am always will never admit that.
My jaw literally dropped. I was like.
Yeah, I'm.
I did say that though.
People tend to recognize that I'm intelligent. Not Will, but other people, smart people.
Your back hurt?
Sometimes.
I'm starting to.
Where were we? Grant, schematically, I have a question.
Yes.
Why are we still using Marlon as an outside zone when he can't do it? Like, very clear that he has no fucking idea what he's doing. Why are we not putting Brandon Stevens on the outside, Wiggins on the outside, and playing Martin slot?
Unless it's a matchup situation that they're doing, I don't understand why not either. Because he doesn't. He's more of a. I mean, he could even play a lot of nickel too. But like, he's the type of guy that's like we have Brandon Stevens on one side, and you got Nate Wiggins on the other. Let them just go ahead and lock down. Which, by the way, Brandon Stevens needs to start getting his fucking head turned around.
I've been saying this.
He's always in good. He's always in good.
I'm gonna fucking find him and yell at him. Like,
he's always in great position, and he doesn't turn his head. Where half the time he could get picks if he did that, or at least knock the ball away. But I mean, I thought all in all, the confusion is in the coverages. So whatever they're doing, if they're trying to run cover 6 and they're not understanding what side's the quads and what side is the 2, and they're getting that mixed up, or whatever their keys are to point out what coverages they're trying to mix in, like there's something wrong with the communication. And that's really the only issue right now. I mean, they've been in good position. They're just not making plays on the ball in certain circumstances, dropping wide open interceptions. Like,
and you're also getting nothing on it. Like
nothing. Every time there's a big play, you see him stand up. Like there's a huge play, and then you see 32 in the screen. It's like every single time there's a big play down the field, he's involved.
And like my frustration with Marcus Williams is that he plays the zone he's supposed to, but he plays it even if there's nobody in. And he has like no feel for the game. He has no ability to see that Marlon Humphrey is running in the wrong direction and adjust what he's doing. So there was that long touchdown to Chase. Marlon was supposed to be playing cover 3, whatever, supposed to be dropping into that deep third. Marlon just like stays short for some reason. I have no fucking idea why. And
well, unless they were doing a cloud and they were supposed to switch, but Marcus Williams didn't get back in time, and then Marlon decided to bail late. That would be the only excuse I could understand, because he looked like he was shooting up.
Even then, so Marcus was the wrong fucking thing and isn't reading the play there and isn't seeing what Marlon's doing. So like my frustration with Marcus Williams, paying him like a top 10 safety in the NFL, and you're getting a guy who drop into deep third. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure anybody you draft to play free safety in the NFL can do that. Like, the reason why
what you said,
Marcus Williams, is that he's supposed to be able to make plays for you. He can't.
Well, and what you said about him sitting in his zone is funny as shit, because that's the same thing I talk to the youth kids about that I help out with. And like I tell them all the time, I'm like, how do you do zone coverage? And we talk about zone coverages. And the funniest shit ever is like when you watch them and you send receivers in their like vicinity in their zone, they just stand there and they're like, I'm in my zone. And I have to teach them that
like
somebody crosses in your zone, that's your guy until you pass him to the next zone. Like you have to play the person in your zone. You just sit there and let him fuck catch everything. Like, but it's funny that we're talking about that to a $70 million safety.
Right. That if this was some dipshit we picked up off the street for, veteran minimum, like Eddie Jackson fucking sucks. But we're not paying Eddie Jackson any fucking money. And like the reason why he got cut from Chicago is because he fucking sucked. So like, yeah, we're not expecting anything out of him. You're expecting Marcus Williams to be an all-pro safety. He's not. He was better.
I want to see more out of Darius. I mean, we all know that though, but I want to see.
I'd be totally fine with that personally. But
yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Give Marcus Williams one more week.
Give him no more weeks. Get him the fuck out of here. He's gonna get fucking killed next. Terry McLaurin is gonna run by him, like leave him out there. I mean,
can I ask a question?
So
absolutely, you can ask all questions.
We can cut Marcus Williams after this season, and I think you only eat $12 million in dead cap, if I remember the numbers right. But like, there's no reason.
I just feel like he's been around.
It was 2020, they had him, right? COVID year, or was
it was 2022. It was Mike's first year. So it was Mike's first year.
This is his third year out of 5.
Yeah. That was a 4-year deal. I could be wrong on that. I'd have to go double check the details of the contract. But that was 4 years, $70 million. Might have been 570. Might have been that.
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah,
if only somebody had a computer and can look this kind of shit up. Will.
What am I looking up?
Marcus Williams contract.
Oh,
was it a 4 or 5 year?
It was a 5-year deal when he signed it.
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Okay, so his lot. Yeah, fuck you too, Drew. It's fine though.
Another point for Drew.
5 years, $70 million.
It's a half a point for Drew. You got the year wrong. You got the length of time right.
His cap hit this year is $18.7 million.
Fucking lighting money on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting Devontae podcast today, by the way. I was lied to. A nationally known beat reporter who watches this show and doesn't comment on it. I'm not going to say his name because he's a pussy, but yeah, fuck you. Spent all messing with me saying he was coming to the Ravens, and then it was coming. It was going to be like a done deal in like 24 to 48 hours, and it's been 48 hours and hasn't happened. He can go fuck himself. Will is the who knows that I have a like a relationship individual, but he's an asshole. So
yeah,
he's got a game.
I think the shit that happened this morning with the Jets probably fucked up the timeline on the Adams trade.
So that was racially they fired him, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it was the Lebanon.
There's
flag.
whistleblowers saying that he got fired because he wore that Lebanon flag.
That and he was gonna fire Nathan are allegedly what pushed him over the edge. Yeah, I mean, this is a great time to swoop in and take Devontae Adams while the Jets are in disarray, but I don't think we're going to do that.
And the Saints are the other team that are rumored, and it was the Saints, Chiefs.
They would the Raiders would never trade him to the Chiefs.
Never. Absolutely.
No, but I mean,
Chiefs should have to give up Holmes.
Well, I only think the Saints are in it because of Derek Carr, but now he's out for a couple of weeks. So it's like, do you really want to waste those games of the season to go?
So are they going to start?
We make the most sense.
Eyebrows? Are the Saints going to start the kid without eyebrows, or they start the fucking Taysom Hill? Which one?
Sounds like the kid without eyebrows.
Taysom Hill was hurt last week.
Oh.
But I don't know if I mean, we make the most sense, and it's like, dude, just make the fucking move. But I get the money situation, but you can make it work.
Yeah, the problem with the money situation is, again, are the Raiders willing to let that happen? You know what I mean? So they're going to have to agree with a compensation package with the Ravens, and then let the contract work out. In that time frame, does somebody swoop in and take him? I feel like that's the risk you run the entire time.
You're already 4 games in, so that's 4 games off his contract.
Yeah, but it's more of I think $11 million cap hit for the rest of the year now. After the 4 games. So
that makes sense because next year it jumps up fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do the math quick here. So I feel like we have $1 million in cap space. So, I mean, I guess you could throw in a Rashad Bateman kind of guy, and I think it maybe works without doing anything. But then 2025, you're fucked. His cap hit's $28 million next. Or there's no shot we fit that under the cap without doing something drastic. I would love if they Marcus Williams second. But I don't think the Raiders have any use for Marcus Williams. I'd love for them to take Rashad Bateman the fuck out of here. It physically pained me to say nice things about him this week. Will was like, oh, yeah, it's playing I was supposed to. I was like, fuck him. I don't want him here anymore. I don't want to deal with people tagging me when he scores a touchdown. I've had enough. I made fun of him I didn't ever say that he was bad at football. I just said he was annoying.
Well, I mean, my buddy Cold Crush would like us to acknowledge Bateman looked good. He did. I mean,
yeah, I said it publicly.
Yeah, nice day in the office.
He looked good. And I said I would not make fun of his outfit picture tweet because he played so well. If he played like shit,
wears Timberlands pretty much exclusively from October 1st to March 31st. Those were disgusting. Why?
They look like fucking mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Look wrong.
Please.
Yeah, I just don't know why. And what the fuck was his shirt? Go Flex? What the fuck does that mean? And his pants look like fucking Janko jeans again. Buy pants that fit. Fashion podcast. All right, do you want to get into the Commanders games? Apparently, Jake's asleep on the job for the 18th week in a row. Can't keep us in order. Transition.
You. First off, can't get a word in edgewise with your fat ass taking up all the fucking airspace.
Yeah, you say this every week, but then you don't try. Get a fucking word in. Get us in line here, Mr. Moderator.
No, I'm good.
Do your job, Jake.
Peace.
What are we just running people off the fucking podcast? I'm sure he'll be back.
Kelsey's the moderator now. All right, where are we? What do we need? What are we getting into right now?
Commanders,
Ravens.
Yeah, Commanders, Ravens.
Okay.
PT. So somebody set this up. This is not my area.
Yeah,
all right, I'll tell you.
I've got shitty connection, so I'll try to give my best moderation. But yeah, I think we're ranked number 1 in offense CVA, I think it is, and Commanders are ranked 3rd. Going into some nerd shit here. So
Thank you. Sound like you're making my team.
So 2 higher powered offenses basically going at it, and I haven't looked on the defensive side outside of our secondary looking like shit.
The 2 teams are really, really close in points scored and points allowed. So the both teams are number 1 in points scored. I think they're 10 points different in points allowed. So not a huge 2 points per game. So it's probably gonna end up being a fucking 19-17 game, considering both teams average 30 points.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Jaden Daniels, interesting. I don't enjoy the comparison. He's played 4 games. I think people need to kind of pump the brakes a little bit on him. Anytime there's a black quarterback that runs fast, and I think that you're putting Jane Daniels in a bad spot, making that comparison off the jump. That being said, what? I can't read it.
Abdi Hassan says, "Bro, he is fat." All right,
that's Mo. I feel like that's one of Mo's family.
Here's another one, good one. Ravens have traded Drew for Devontae Adams in a first.
Drew, you have a bunch of Minute fans in the fucking comments, just so you know.
Oh Christ, which ones?
Alfredo Wigglesworth.
Don the Jeweler's here for one.
All right, hold on. I gotta try to read. What's going on here?
$50, my glazed honey bun.
Sorry, I'm late. You had my legs. What the fuck is going on? Who are these people?
They're all coming. They're all coming for you, Drew.
That one was funny as shit, though.
I don't know who any of these people are. This is a little bit concerning. How do I figure out why are they kind of Facebook?
Because we're live on Facebook as well.
We're live on the Facebook account, man. We got all those
the followers that we needed.
The Ukrainians to follow.
Actually, no, they're all mostly South America.
Hater watch. Shout out Drew Band. All right, that was pretty fucking disturbing.
All right, I gotta understand, Kelsey. Explain to us how the Commanders are gonna win.
Hold on. First, explain to us why you're.
So my dad was one growing up. Well, when I was growing up, his best friend was a Cowboys fan, so he picked Washington. Meanwhile, growing up, I was born in Buffalo, so last time they were in was '92, which is when I was born. So it's kind of torn between Buffalo and Washington.
And is your dad the reason you're an Orioles fan?
Nope. So that was just moving up here for Orioles. So I was born in Buffalo.
Do you hold it against your dad that you're a fan of loser franchises? But I guess only one of them is because
Yeah. So me picking Orioles kind of just proves that it's in the blood at that point.
That's fair. Like it's all you knew as sports fandom is
it's just
teams, so you just
have to
gravitate towards the losing one. That makes sense.
I like LSU because my family moved from New York down to Baton Rouge and then to Maryland, but now we have Brian Kelly. So
yeah, he kind of sucks.
We share that hatred.
Oh, he's the worst.
There was that video of him doing the NBA Young Boy song with one of the recruits. I was like, that's the worst video I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, God, his face is.
He's also from Massachusetts. He's got like a fake Boston accent sometimes, and I'm like, please stop. But then he's got
Whole Crush. Just to clarify, Kelsey was born like very shortly thereafter the last Redskins Super Bowl win. So she has not been alive for any of those championships, so they don't transfer.
That's like Will claiming he was alive the Orioles series. Like,
well, I'm not saying I witnessed that.
He was alive.
I was alive. I was alive for a full year and a half before that happened. Not like Kelsey, born in the same year, but after the championship. She wasn't even alive for it to happen.
Yeah, but like you don't remember any of it. So
no, I don't remember it. I don't claim to remember that.
No, I was just making the comparison.
It's somewhat the same, but not the same. I was alive. I'm saying she's a curse on her team.
Kind of like you're a curse on the York.
No, I'm not. I was alive when they won a fucking championship. You're not really understanding what's happening.
As you've gained more conscious and kind of like become more of an adult, they've gotten worse. So I feel like you're partially.
I disagree.
I mean, stats would say otherwise. You're like 48 years old. And...
I moved here in 2001 though, so I could be for the Ravens' success.
Ooh. Good point. So maybe you should stop being a Commanders or a Redskins fan,
or keep being one because you guys have done a lot better than Redskins.
That's fair. Trippy says he's.
She's got a fair point.
Trippy says he's here.
No, dude. If you only knew the crazy statements that this guy's been making offline, he is taking a time out from the podcast this week. We'll try again next week. His 15-second trial at the beginning didn't go well.
How about Jake? Where'd he go?
I don't know where Jake
went.
What
happened to Jake?
I don't know. I made my weekly comment that he sucked at being a moderator, and he freaked out.
I told him to do his job, and he just said, all right, deuces.
I feel like the trick to beat the Commanders this week, by the way, is to use pistol sets. Their defenders typically don't do well against the pistol. So, I don't know. I feel like we should...
I don't disagree that you guys might win. But like
that was a Sean Taylor dead joke, by the way, that nobody seemed to get. So I'm kind of upset with that.
Well, but that was a shotgun. So
No, it was a pistol. He brought a machete to a pistol fight and lost.
Yeah.
I thought they had a shotgun.
No, it was a pistol. They do have a
This
nice.
is a very morbid argument.
They do have a nice honor him at whatever that
Just way too late too.
Yeah, and it's Nike stuff, and he never played in Nike stuff and soccer cleats, and
They took that down. They did take that down.
They took that down, so Dick's Sporting Goods display is not there anymore.
No, yeah, they took that down. The new ownership
probably
group, I think, has a little bit more common sense.
Yeah, then to put that up, but
yeah, I trust Todd Monken to game plan the offense, exactly how it should be.
yeah, I mean, I
have
feel
no-
like we're in for
no
another, 35, 33, whatever game that just comes down to, so Bengals, we fumbled the ball in overtime because for whatever reason, the last few games we've had a problem getting to the line and getting the snap off in time. I don't really know why. For whatever reason, that just seems to be like an issue that follows us across multiple offensive coordinators, but whatever. So we fumble that snap, and McPherson's got a missed 53-yarder, and then it works out for us. I feel like we have another game like that come up where it's like somebody's going to make a stupid mistake, and that's who's going to lose. So hopefully it's not us.
Yeah, the fact that the two teams, the highest scoring teams in the league, and both defenses are pretty porous, I'd say there's probably going to be like 80 points scored. Easy.
My whole thing with Ravens fans is that they're also Orioles fans. So they've dealt with the suffering and pain and everything like that. And then all of a sudden they see the other side and they're shitting on Redskins fans. Just let us have the moment, first of all. Second of all,
No, because you guys have become also a poverty franchise.
we have
Ravens fans
shit
have
coming.
this. She's not wrong. Ravens fans have
No,
this
she's
weird
right.
complex of
You have a very
like every other team that is up and coming. They're like, oh no, fuck that team. They're not as good as the Ravens, and it's like, who cares? I mean, I think Commanders are good or bad or not. It's funny to make fun of them, and like their stadium was raining shit on people a couple of years ago.
we're literally we have four we could lose the rest of the games and I'd be happy for the future for it because it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean the fear
James
would be
Daniels
that
is good. You guys ended. Sorry, go
if
on.
you guys ruin James Daniels, that'll be kind of
I know,
concerning
but-
for your franchise. But
I know. I hate when people get drafted to that because of everyone gets ruined. But
It's going to be
I
one of
have
those
hope.
situations like the Lions or the Browns where they've been bad so long that you're actually happy to see them do well.
yeah,
my
it's
fear for
actually
the
exciting to
Commanders'
watch.
future would be so Cliff Kingsbury has clearly been like the difference maker offensively this year.
Yeah.
And so does he get a job somewhere? Does he get a head coaching job somewhere? I don't know. That would be interesting to see.
The owner said that he wants to replicate the Ravens a lot. You guys have. It's just if they can successfully do that, like you guys.
I mean, your division kind of
continue
sucks
to be.
too. So,
Well, yeah.
I mean, Eagles are on the way down. Giants are always kind of.
NFC East is notoriously someone that's going to ruin a record at the end of the season for someone not to be able to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like
Last
some teams
8 years has been.
Yeah, somebody plays spoiler.
Yeah. And they beat
I don't understand. Yeah, I really don't understand the Ravens fans who went out of their way to shit on Commanders, especially not I think people get insecure when they start seeing quarterbacks get compared to Lamar, but
100%.
I don't get and I do understand the reason for it because we have Bills fans in fucking on Mother's Day or tweeting about the MVP, random stupid fucking shit like that. Yeah, but
my beef
but then
with the whole
there's
James
media
Daniels
there's
thing
media
is that,
attention on a quarterback, and Ravens fans feel the need to defend Lamar for no fucking reason. Just let them talk. If Jaden Daniels is that good, he's gonna play. He's gonna play it out. If he wins an MVP, he wins an MVP.
Hey,
it has nothing to do with Lamar.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched a couple of their games this year, and he's that good.
He is awesome. I love watching him. He does remind me of
he's
Lamar a lot.
Well, so the reason is he's got the it factor. He's got
exactly.
it's not his athleticism. It's not necessarily the touch he puts on throws. It's his aura. It's that it factor. He goes in confident. He's not cocky, but you can tell that he stands there I own this shit. I'm gonna make this play. And that's
this is a good.
That's
this is a
big
fair
confidence
point.
in the rookie.
Well, I agree with that comment too, because also I'm kind of a pussy because I'm go soft on us until we if we win, and then all of a sudden I'm not going to go light on it. I know people were celebrating the preseason thing, which I think is kind of decent, but it's also the same thing. Am I just asking to be oh, go light on us until we keep up and keep pressing the gas? Maybe.
I don't understand the need for a Ravens fan to invest any energy in shitting on the Commanders. They fucking have stunk for 3 decades. So like you're not breaking news. You're not breaking fucking news.
It's more that it's always like they're like, oh, Lamar. Then it's okay to make the comparison of like different. If Washington can actually keep up, which will be fun, but take it off of Lamar and Jaden, man.
Well, in that preseason victory, the comment, but like for fans to talk about it's weird and celebrate it, but for the players, I get it. Like it's just like like a JV team. The varsity teams, they're watching them. It's guys fighting for their jobs. Their dream job, and they pull out a big win of something people are talking about in the media. I can understand a player celebrating it, but like fans like celebrating that, it's just like, huh?
Well, I mean, they haven't had a meaningful win in decades, so like I get it. Like it was important to them. My whole
for like
with
3 hours, and then it should be done.
I mean, it was like a cool moment. Like you guys ended the longest win streak in preseason history, but then like it's preseason, nobody actually fucking cares.
Yeah.
You wake up the next morning, you're like, oh yeah, it really fucking matter. I hate right now. I hate this as much as I hate any average team playing the Ravens in terms of like I just want to beat them. I don't actually care about them that much. It's not like I hate the Bengals lose every week. After this week, I won't really care if the Commanders win or lose. It doesn't really affect my life. And then people get
exactly. They are the opponent this week, so obviously you hate the opponent for that 7-day period. But like other than that, there's no energy invested in hating Commanders fans. If they were good, then I guess there's like a regional rivalry that could be fun. But right now there isn't. It doesn't exist.
I don't get these comments because
owning the team at some point.
They were around before you guys even won anything. Came back technically.
Yeah, I mean, so
yeah, but I think what he's like a lot of people who are so a lot of people who are
Cowboys,
demographic. There's plenty of people who are alive who haven't seen the Commanders football team Redskins ever be fucking good at all. Like the closest thing was RG3 period, and that was kind of fool's gold too. So
right, I'm gonna make fun of that they ruined RG3's career, but that's that's gamesmanship. Like that's they're playing the Ravens this week, so I want to.
Well, like Zambodi pointed out, the Bengals have been around for a decent amount of time too, like longer than the Ravens. But the Ravens have had more postseason success,
which I think is like fine if like with the Bills as well. That's fair if they're like actually competitive. If you're fully out, it's not like little bro. They're not like in your ear causing like a pain in the ass to you. They're blatantly
like you remember the Commanders.
They're like you're like
every 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. They're not like a little gnat.
And there's some whole Baltimore rivalry that I don't really understand because I don't live down there.
I don't understand either.
There are a lot of annoying fans on both sides and everywhere. I get that, but
I feel like this is some like Nationals Orioles that spilled over.
Well, okay, that's something that gets on my nerves though. Is a lot of Nats fans trash Orioles fans, but they used to be Orioles fans. So like I'm like, all these people just didn't become Nats fans, like 100%. And I remember when the Nats came, and I knew a lot of people that flipped, and I'm like, okay, new Shanny Stadium, like new uniform, new colors, whatever the excitement was. But yeah, that's the weirdest part to me is that a lot of Nats fans talk shit on Orioles fans.
There's probably
like you were an Orioles fan.
Flip to the Ravens. Like so. I mean, maybe that's where Redskins fans beef comes from. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck they go by now.
They're always the Redskins.
Yeah, it's just like whatever we're playing them this week. Like I want to kick the fucking shit out of them, but I want to kick the fucking shit out of everybody. It's not like a new emotion. And I mean, like a shootout would be like Sunday, watching another, 41-38 game that goes down to the wire. Like that would be great. But I also would love to win like 40. Like I'd like a calm sense that I'm.
That'd be nice. Stress-free Sunday.
Yeah.
Like this comment says right here, Ravens are going to win 50-0.
Could be true.
That's smart. I'm sure there's some ulterior tweet saying that to us. So
good thing about Commanders fans is if that is the case, they'll just shut up. Like
our moderator's back.
There he is. Most
I had a little bit of sand on my vagina. I apologize.
Most seasons, the Commanders go like the fans are excited about the season, and then like by week 3, they give up and they just stop talking. So like that could be the same thing. It could be the same thing this game.
I thought Jake logged off and then like couldn't figure out how to get back on this whole time.
Oh no, I had to take. That would have been hella funny. No, I just had to step away for a little bit. I had to handle some shit with work and all that. then I came back on. So there you go.
Jake twisted in 10 light bulbs while he was off. Jake, we've been talking about weird beef online between Commanders and Ravens fans this week. Jake's not really seen much of it, but you don't hate the Commanders, correct, Jake? You like making fun of them.
I couldn't care less about the commies. Yeah. I mean, this is my personal opinion, especially because they wear burgundy and gold or red and gold. They should have just fully embraced the communist thing, like the spiel, change the logo to a hammer and a sickle, and fully embrace being a communist. Because, I mean, you're getting called the commies anyway, and the Commander's name is stupid. That's all I'm saying. I think it's the logo's still that W, right? Some bullshit.
I think so.
It's a W.
Yeah.
Just embrace being a communist. Old comrade Kip will stop being a fucking Ravens fan and go be a commies fan. Because then he can embrace Fidel Castro and all the other bullshit totalitarians there are. So there you go. But otherwise, as a whole, I don't care enough about them. It's kind of like the little regional rivalries, because BT, you've seen this. Indiana, Colts, Bengals, they don't like each other. Out here, Niners, Raiders. I mean, it is what it is. The only difference is the only regional rivalry that takes itself even kind of seriously is Niners, Raiders. Well, otherwise, no one else cares.
Another regional rivalry would be like Cleveland and Detroit, or the Battle of Ohio. Even though they're in the same division, it's also because they're both in Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're combining two different factors of that too, because you play each other twice a year. Your northern compatriots versus your southern compatriots. So it's it's different than playing someone once every 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I don't think that the Texans and Cowboys have that. I think when they play that game, there's some.
They care about that game, but
right. But
after
then
that,
there's
no.
not. Maybe I'm wrong. We can ask Tom, but he's probably too busy getting fucking hair transplant. But I don't think that Houston Texans fans and Dallas Cowboys fans have some ongoing rivalry where they see each other on the road and they fucking flip each other off or anything like that. I think it's just it's whatever.
And I actually wouldn't mind if say Jaden Daniels continues down this path and is actually as good as people make him out to be, having a regional rivalry with quarterback that's just as good as just as good as Lamar. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I'd be in for that. I guess
Ravens fans don't have the insecurity of, there's a new quarterback and he's good and we have to shit on him. I don't think that most Ravens fans have that. I do think that Kelsey has been seeing some of that.
A lot. Well, because you guys get a lot for just quarterbacks in general, so that's immediately where we're going to go.
It's so fucking stupid.
Got this weird Lamar thing where anytime
they're both very good.
Yeah. My only thing, Jaden Daniels, is let the kid play. Don't try to crown him like a top 10 quarterback after 5 games.
Right.
But then that's when all stats are irrelevant. That when if you're bringing up 22 and something for NFC, okay, well then he's been in the NFC or in the league for that long. That stat is irrelevant.
Well, no, hold on. So Lamar has played against the NFC now for this is his 7th year, and he's lost 1 game. So it is relevant to bring up that stat. Doesn't mean anything against Jaden Daniels, obviously, but it's a relevant thing to talk about that NFC teams, because they don't see him, really aren't doing a good job of defending Lamar Jackson. He plays really well against NFC teams.
Which is why Jaden's going to be like that too.
I'm not saying he won't.
Yeah.
Now the Ravens, historically, the Ravens at home against rookie quarterbacks kind of chew them up and spit them out. But last year, God damn it, his fucking name is
CJ Stroud.
Just left my brain.
CJ
Stroud. CJ Stroud didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a bad game. He didn't throw a pick, anything like that. But we pretty much handled them pretty easily. So it could be that kind of a game where he plays fine. He doesn't have some crazy game.
Yeah, but
he doesn't make mistakes. Say
we beat the shit out of the Commanders on Sunday. We win 42-10. Jaden Daniels has a bad game. The reason why I hate or hyping him up right now is the worm going to turn and they're going to be like, oh, never mind, this kid sucks. He's a bust. Because that's where I'm all right, well, not necessary.
He needs to learn how to he needs to learn how to slide. But
he has.
He runs real straight up.
Yeah, he has a Tyler Huntley streak in him where he just tries to run into people. It's not good.
Yeah,
I hope Burrow gets hurt, but that's a different conversation.
I want Jaden Daniels to be good for a long time. I like watching him personally.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. Now I want to go back to something you said, Drew. I want to go back to you said about Cliff Kingsbury. So here's why I think he stays. he got the taste of the head coaching position. He got a lot of criticism. People talked about, oh, he's not as great offensively as everybody thinks he is, this, and this. Because as a head coach, you don't really take a full handle on the offense. You have, essentially your coach is under you, and he was essentially the coordinator. That's a lot to worry about that. And on the defense, now he's clear-cut minded on being an offensive coordinator, and you could see that. And I think that he was a guy that he's probably getting paid top tier OC money. So you're nearly getting paid like a head coach. He got a fat contract in Arizona, so it doesn't have to be about the money right now. So I can see him sticking around for a couple of years to really establish Jaden Daniels, because he knows what he has right now in the kid and how talented he is. He'd be stupid to go anywhere else other than where he is right now with Jaden Daniels and the situation he's in.
Yeah, and then the quality of jobs better, the better that that offense looks.
Well, I mean, like, he could be one of those guys who, like Grant said, he had a tenure as a head coach, did not go well, and he even got like his guys too. Like, he got people he wanted. It didn't work out, but he's an offensive guy, so like, just fucking ride that as long as you can.
He strikes me as a college head.
But why? Just be an NFL offensive coordinator and make millions of dollars a year, have very specific responsibilities, not have to worry about all the managing of personalities and firing coaches, hiring coaches, all that shit. And certainly you don't want to go to fucking college right now. Is a nightmare to be a head coach with NIL and all that shit. That's probably worse than being an NFL head coach.
I don't know. You go to the right program, some rich boosters backing you up. Like,
you have to fucking recruit all the time, and not now. It's not just recruiting someone on like your program. It's recruiting them on like, you got to convince boosters to give this much money, and then the kid will quit after 3 games and go somewhere else. Like, it's fucking crazy in college. So I think a guy like him is so perfectly suited to just make shit tons of money, doing exactly what he's good at. He's he can get any chick he wants. Kelsey would fucking run out of her building right now to go bang Cliff Kingsbury. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I was saying any chick. That's not really. It's not.
I mean, a certain clan member that we've mentioned on the podcast many times.
That he wants. I mean,
she's had a lot of.
He probably has very specific taste. Yeah. All I know is when he got fired.
Was he at USC?
No, he got hired at USC for like 1 week and then took to Arizona.
But that's where okay.
Yeah, he never actually coached.
But it was.
He was hired to be the offensive
Texas
coordinator.
Tech. Yeah, it was Texas Tech too, and then went to Arizona.
I remember
when he got fired from Arizona, he went to fucking Thailand for like 2 months with this blazing hot Instagram model. That's what he did. Like, this dude, he kind of gets life. Remember that the COVID draft, and he had this setup. His fucking house looked like it looked like it was out of a movie of like a drug kingpin or something. It was crazy. This guy
with all the windows and the pool outside.
Yeah,
and all that.
It was crazy. It was insane. His fucking setup.
That's a badass house.
Yeah. So like, this guy understands how to live. I think he has seen what it's like to be in charge of everything, and he's like, you know what? I'm good. Just let me be the guy who calls plays, and for the rest of the time,
I'd rather be a coordinator. I'd rather be a coordinator.
Especially he's probably making like $2 or $3 million a year.
Yeah, see, I could never coach. I
my
need
guess.
I need to be somewhere I could have like into my hand watching a game. So I'm set up for like the owner life, not so much the coaching life.
The first time I ever heard of this, well, I mean, I knew he was a backup quarterback in the NFL, but the first time I really ever heard of him was, you remember I don't know if this is true or not, but there was a rumor when Jessica Simpson was doing Dukes of Hazzard. She was training to like get in really good shape, and he was her trainer. And the allegation is that she cheated on Nick Lachey with him. Like, what a fucking life this guy has led. That's a
Dukes
of Hazzard, Jessica Simpson. Are you serious?
That's a pop reference right there, Will.
That guy has figured life out. TMZ. That guy has figured life out for real.
Yeah, see, Jay Houston.
Yeah,
that's what I would want. If I could take like a bottle
with the play sheet on shorts, that's
it. If that was allowed at the NFL defensive coordinator, just stand on the sideline with a bottle and scream at people. I'm built for that. But all right, so
you'd be Farmer Fran from Waterboy. You'd think you sound like
no. Hold on now, Grant. Drew ain't gonna be Farmer Fran. I would be Farmer Fran. Just straight up. If I would ever be a coach, I'd be sitting there, hey, that would be me. It is what it is. But anyway, Drew, were you about to say let's get into score predictions?
No, I was gonna say if the Ravens lose this game, why would they? Like, what goes wrong?
Pass defense.
Jaden Daniels gets the ball last and the defense collapses. It's the only thing I can really think of.
You ran out of timeouts.
That too.
So you think it'll be a Harbaugh?
Well, we know he's gonna make a stupid time management decision and fuck up something. It's just we better hope it's the first half, not the second half. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
I have that will, or actually 3 that will 100% be if we lose, it'll be on Roquan, Marcus, or Marlon Humphrey, or some combination of those 3. Especially with a mobile quarterback like Jaden Daniels, I feel like this is a big Roquan game. Kind of a get-right game, play downhill, keep Daniels in the pocket, keep him from making any plays with his legs. And then you got the scramble drill that could happen with Jaden Daniels. So it's very possible that Marcus Williams or Marlon Humphrey was tracking somebody and, they just walk in for a touchdown uncovered. So I feel like those
the
are
positive though. But the positive though is they go against Lamar Jackson every single day in practice. So I mean they're prepped for it.
Well, the problem is they go against Lamar Jackson, but they don't go against receivers of that caliber.
Yeah, they don't go against.
They don't turn their fucking head around.
Oh yeah, but I mean, okay, I get what you're saying. Covering the quarterback, like defending the quarterback is one thing, but being able to understand how to cover those receivers, you're not going to replicate that. The closest thing we have is Zay. Zay is not the same as Terry McLaurin. Zay and Terry McLaurin are both awesome, but they're totally fucking different. So there's no way to really replicate a Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin's a fucking dude.
Yeah,
he could play.
Bateman certainly is. Bateman is not. Yeah.
Diami's been playing well too.
Here we go.
Just saying.
Here we go.
Listen,
UNC bullshit.
I would take him in a second on the Ravens.
He's good. I'm telling you,
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we have a great track record with UNC wide receivers. Is Tez Walker?
He hasn't even got a chance yet.
Yeah, is he a real person? Fucking Iman
Did you see? I was gonna say, did you say he was Iman Marshall the other day?
The funny thing is, Grant loves to use this term as a derogatory term for Ravens draft picks, but I think Tez Walker's a redshirt pick.
I don't know what the fuck he is, but I'd love to see him
at this point. I mean,
what's the point?
It may have been intended that way. I don't know. Well, and Bateman has played well enough to keep him off the field. So I don't know.
I mean, I didn't speak on that earlier, but Bateman did. He did play a lot better. He did play well.
It was the Aguilar caught the ball and it was maybe a forced fumble, but they called it incomplete. And Bateman immediately turned around and dove on the ball. I was like, holy shit, he's actually locked in. Like he's actually fucking paying attention to what's going on.
That definitely was not a catch, but no, he had his head on a swivel.
Yeah, I mean,
he
was paying attention. I'm like, oh, he's actually going to do something. And then he did something. So
that's a good point.
Why does McLaurin scare you? If you went against all the who you've gone against so far, they all have top receivers.
It's different when you have Jaden Daniels who can create behind the line of scrimmage and a receiver like that, and they have really good chemistry.
So what? Mahomes would have been the only possible one that you would have gone against that would be like that.
Yeah, and Mahomes didn't really have.
I mean,
any,
not even.
Well, not in that game, yeah, but Burrow, Allen, they're not doing that.
I mean, Allen did do that. Allen does that. Allen had that play that basically everyone was pissing themselves about, where he threw the ball while he's going out of bounds, and then Lamar the next week, and Bills fans, of course, were like, show me a time that Lamar's done this. Number one, he's done it before, but then Lamar does it 10 times better this past week.
Yeah.
It's Bills fans should just shut the fuck up, because every time they talk, it just gets blows up in their face.
Well, we're talking about Terry McLaurin now. But as far as for me, Terry McLaurin is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. He does everything well. He's intelligent. He has kind of like that small man syndrome, even though he's not small. Like he's not scared of anything. He'll go at anybody, and those types of receivers scare me more than anybody.
For years, he didn't have a quarterback. Now he's got a quarterback, so it's almost
he's underrated because of his quarterback situation.
But he runs the full tree. He runs a full
awesome.
tree. He runs full concept. Like he can run crossing routes, meshes. He can run floods. He can run vertical tree. Like he does a little bit of everything, and he just gets fucking open.
Brian Robinson came back and played football like 4 weeks later, so he kind of scares me. I feel like he's a guy that can get like fucking killed by Travis Jones a couple times and just be okay with it.
You know what who he reminds me of when I watch him play? Le'Veon Bell when he was good.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that.
The patience.
What do you call it? Patience and vision, like that combo of
And he runs his posture when he runs is very similar. He runs like straight up, but also he's always like he can make those jump cuts. So he reminds me of Le'Veon Bell when Le'Veon Bell was kicking our ass. So like,
and that's the
he-
thing, though, is
percent of
you
football.
have to be patient in zone concepts, and whenever you get a running back that has vision and can be patient inside those schemes, I mean, the holes happen fast, but they also happen on a little delay in a sense. So I mean, like and Eckler. I mean, Eckler's been playing pretty well. I mean, we know he's a receiving threat, but as far as Brian
that's
Robinson,
all right. We got
he's a
Roquan.
good
He's
zone
great at
runner.
covering. He's great at coverage.
I think Rowe's gonna be fine.
Yeah, ever
be
since
fine.
Will called Trenton Simpson like Thanos and said he collected all these skills and is great, like he hasn't done anything. I feel like
I don't know. He's all over the field to me.
I feel like Will.
He's all over the field.
He's been pretty big in passes, it's like in dime situations. And
He hasn't
Right, but
had
like-
like a signature play, but if you're watching, he's involved. He's always around the ball. That's the big thing for his position. Always around the
Nickel.
ball is the big thing.
I'd like to see him on the field when it's not a nickel and dime situation and making plays. Be great.
yeah.
He's
He
playing
would
better
have
than
stopped that
Roquan.
Chase Brown tutty if it wasn't
Yeah.
for Gesicki getting away with OPI in that pick.
All right, do we want
The
to
only thing I can-
predictions?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Grant.
I was just gonna say I was just trying to think about the Trent Simpson thing, and like nothing really makes sense of why he's not on the field. And the only thing I can really think of is some of the things I noticed is he struggles to get off blocks sometimes, which if
I
you
also feel
have
like Zach Orr's been bad at the whole personnel. He puts Eddie Jackson out there a lot.
Mhm.
Puts Brandon Stevens on an island with guys a lot. Like he makes a lot of, he puts Roquan one-on-one in coverage with wide receivers. I feel like he's not gotten a grasp how to use the guys that he has yet. He's not using Kyle Hamilton the same way that Mike McDonald did. And so I feel like we got a little bit of a, that's growing pain, Zach Orr. So I'm not concerned about it, but I would hope that it just sooner rather than later.
It's got to be soon.
I like where his mind's at. Like if you watch his alignments and the way that he's playing certain offensive formations and like just how he's trying to set up matchups and +1 on certain sides of the field. Like I see what he's doing, but like I just think, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of it's the complications within. Just don't make coverages overcomplicated. You don't have to. Like
Right.
you can run combo competitions, but you don't have to become overcomplicated to where you got grown ass men that look at each other and have no clue what's going
Yeah.
on.
So
Like
here's-
somebody's
okay.
wrong.
So Grant, I've been wanting to ask you about this because I'm watching it and I notice it. So you have to notice it because you coach football. The rotations that happen pre-snap at the line of scrimmage, especially with safeties and nickel DBs. Like, do you think he should simplify it a little bit, or what? Like, it seems like he has something really fucking complex going on. Where like we're showing something at the line of scrimmage, and right before the snap, we have a brand new fucking safety deep, and the guy who was deep is suddenly at the line of scrimmage. Like, what's going on, man? We got a lot of
So
shit going on before the snap.
Well, you can, and what he's trying, I see what he's trying to do is he's trying to mass coverages, obviously, but what he's trying to do is sometimes when the safeties switch or if they invert each other, like you can run different threes out of it and you can run two out of it. So like with the corner and the safety flopping, and there's different ways that you can manipulate it, but you don't have to do it all the time. And you don't have
Right.
to try to be too tricky and dip in your bag nonstop.
All
But
right,
like
so
you can,
a great example
you
of
can
why
do
this,
that, but you can still show your coverage and be successful.
yeah,
But you
exactly.
don't have to mask it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, here's a notorious play. The worthy touchdown, week 1, was Kyle Hamilton, who was supposed to be the deep quarter, started at the line of scrimmage in the slot and followed his guy across and then didn't drop. He stayed with him in the flat. And not just that, he let him pass and stayed in the flat to cover the running back when his assignment the entire time was to be the deep man. And then Marlon Humphrey gets beat. You know, he played the guy, he played worthy to the boundary. He runs all the way to the end zone. There's nobody fucking there. It really reminds me of what happened this past week with Marlon as well. But putting
So
your deep
it's-
man at the line of scrimmage and then having him follow when he's supposed to be deep to get over the top on the fastest guy on the field. Like I do understand
sounds like a
disguising your
matchup.
coverage, but yeah, no, but like that's like when that happened week 1 and it's still happening in week 5.
So
There's
when you're
gotta
talking
there's
about-
got to be some kind of an adjustment.
When you're talking about those pre-snap rotations, think of using that like using a blitz. You don't blitz every single play.
No, right.
Like so when you do that, because a lot of times teams will pick up on that. And if you see a certain defensive alignment and you see that there's a constant shift in that alignment, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to manipulate that shift and I'm going to send different motions, or I'm going to switch my formation at the line of scrimmage, or, try to get them to jump off sides while I reset. Like, I'm going to do something to see that movement, because a lot of times what teams will do is they'll do like a bluff call. They'll try to get the team to jump off sides. When they do that, because when the cadence starts and the snap starts, that's when the movements happen. So if they do that, then that's when the movements start, and then they're not really running a play yet, setting up for the next play. So with those motions and those kind of dummy snaps, like that's what's going to kind of manipulate it. And that's why you only want to do that when you're setting it up for certain situations and certain things that you like in formations, that you are almost positive that something's going to happen in that area. So like you do that to bait the quarterback.
It's feeling to me,
you do it all the time. It doesn't really benefit.
It's feeling to me like how Wink used to use random motherfuckers in coverage. And it was like, okay, now and then.
Brandon Williams is running free safety.
Now and then, if you got Brandon Williams dropping back and playing like the TV spy or some shit, okay, fine. But like when you're doing it all the time, now it's no longer, you're not really like being, like mysterious. It's predictable in the fact that like the offense can plan on the fact that someone's going to be out of position. That's the big thing to me.
Yeah. So one of them I think of, and I don't know if you guys Dom Capers, when he was in the Packers, he had the psycho defense, the chaos defense, and everybody would be in a 2-point stance all the way along the line of scrimmage. But it was straight zero, but everybody was lined up straight across the line of scrimmage. But it would fuck with a lot of people in certain situations. I mean, you're not expecting that much heat to come quick, and you don't know who's bailing. But did he run that formation every single time? No. Like, you use it when you need to utilize it, and you can drop coverages out of it, or you can send everybody. So it's like a two-way street on that, but you're still not going to do it all the time because for obvious reasons. But if that's how you treat those types of, I guess, rotational coverages, is you're setting it up because you're trying to bait the quarterback and show him something, but execute something different.
I just think that Zach Orr, I think he's new to this. He's new to being the guy calling the plays. You have to just sprinkle it in. Like it can't be the default every single play that we have.
Trying to be the smartest guy in the room and do
exactly right. Yeah. So like I mean, again, I think it's growing pains. I think he'll figure it out, but let's figure it out sooner than later, because the defense has been the problem so far. So. All right, we can get this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, old man's got to go to bed soon.
Yep. I'll go first, and you got it, Grant. Anyway.
No, you're good. Just go.
I like a big game from Derrick Henry. The commies give up a lot on the ground as far as the yards per carry average. Let's go 38-27.
Uniform? I know what you're going to say.
I don't want to say it, but purple jerseys, white pants.
ET?
I'm going to go Ravens 34. Commies 31. Uniform combo. I think they're going to surprise us with black tops, purple pants.
Okay.
Do we let our guests pick the commander so that we can look like we're diverse and allow dissenting thoughts?
The DEI hire can
yeah, that's why I'm here.
Give her pick.
I fit a lot. I fit a lot of categories. 30-28. 30-28.
I assume you mean Washington, right?
Yeah, because there's going to be a safety against Derrick Henry again. And then...
That hurts.
That was
what a bitch. Her fucking tweet, is this your king?
It was the
I don't know why Ravens fans come for us.
And I know, yeah, well, I'm a hater for everyone. I'm a hater, and then I'm a commies fan. And then I know none of you guys trusted the Ravens, so that was a good bet because I had at least that to cover my ass. I think Jaden's going to get 2 touchdowns, and Derrick Henry is going to get 2, but he's going to give up a safety, and that's
okay. Do you have a prediction for the Ravens uniform combination?
Whatever you wear when it's a night game, it's going to get last minute flexed. Do the hurricane.
Okay. I know you've been.
I don't know how that comes.
Probably found out about that by now.
Do the hurricane. I don't know. It's natural. Maybe
I don't know how it comes into it, but it's gonna. You just got to push it back a few hours.
All right. Kelsey's predicting black for the uniforms. for a Sunday 1:00 game when it's going to be 80 degrees. Okay, all right, so great pick.
I don't hate it.
Hey, it's never been done before.
I like the
They
black combo.
they went out of their way to
Well,
announce
hold up.
the
Didn't we
one
just
time they're wearing black. Yeah, they just wore it last week, and they announced it like 4 months ago.
Didn't they just do black and purple last year against Miami at 1:00 game?
Yeah, that was like late December. It was cold.
Yeah, but I like the black pick combo.
It's the best.
Everybody does.
That's one.
I'm gonna let it happen. Grant, what do you have for a score and jersey combo?
I think this is going to be a Mark Andrews touchdown game. I think that Derrick Henry, I think we're going to run the ball well on the ground between him and Justice Hill. I think it's going to be one of those games where, depending on how the defense performs, we might have to play match touchdowns again like we did last week. But I think that both running backs have pretty solid days, but I think Lamar is just going to be Lamar. But yeah, look for Mark Andrews' first touchdown. I'm close to BT. I was going 34-32 Ravens. And then we kind of talked about it a little bit the other day, but going purple and black.
All right. I got 31-20 for a score. I think we run the ball a lot. And I think it was Jake said that Commanders' run defense is pretty bad. Definitely see that. And I think James Daniels throws a couple interceptions, which kind of keeps Commanders off the board for a little bit. I'm going to go purple-white for the jersey combo. I don't like it. I would rather go purple-black, but they tweeted that graphic with Henry wearing purple and white, and they tend to give away their jersey combos at the time. So I'm going to go with purple-white so I can keep the streak up of being right and simple.
All right. I'm going to go 43-38.
43-38.
Running it up.
How do we get to 43? It's not a football.
It is.
How?
You don't understand football.
Spell it out.
6 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
So no Justin Tucker. So we put Justin Tucker as back in the title.
Justin Tucker has to kick an extra point every time we score.
Except for the last
Except for the one time. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I think that the 2-point conversion will be in the 20s at some point.
Just because we fucking feel like it, or
like halftime.
I'm not going to predict every fucking moment of the game. I don't think this
you're giving scores here that are not football, and I'm just asking how we get there. So you think it's
you telling me 43 has never been scored in a football game before?
I don't know. I don't follow that scorigami, so I don't know.
I guarantee you that 40.
I just look at numbers and I'm like, 43 is not a fucking football.
No, it is. It is.
It's not.
I mean, it has a 3.
Yeah, it has a 3, but I just don't know how we get there.
Well, yeah, but I would initially think that was.
I can promise you this is not going to be available for me to pick this score. So
exactly, because it's not a fucking football number.
Okay,
commit to it. Commit to it.
Every single week, I try and bet everybody's score picks. I'll just put $1 on everyone's score pick. Every single week, there's like 2 of them that are available on FanDuel. The rest of them are like, there's a 38-13. The closest is 38-10 or 38-17. So which one do I want to do?
I bet every game to end at 6-9 for each quarter.
The most recent one was
very on brand.
Hold on.
The
most recent one was Dallas LA 43-20 in 10-29-23.
Oh, you mean last season?
Yep.
Weird.
Not a football number.
Weird.
It's just not a football number. Sorry, but 43 points is not.
You know what I'm gonna do when we get off here?
It's not a common football.
I'm gonna search Michigan 43, Ravens 43.
Steelers fans will be like Palomale.
Yeah.
It's Palomale.
Will starts.
I don't think I gave my jersey pick, and I am.
You did not.
Two. I'm between two. I know what I think is going to happen, but being right and being true to yourself are two different things. So I'm gonna be true, and I'm gonna say purple jerseys, black pants.
So what Will is doing?
That's just
that's what I prefer.
Yeah. So when you're wrong, you're just setting yourself up to be like.
In the non-problematic bench chat, I already told everybody that I know it's going to be purple and white. I know it's going to be purple and white.
Yeah,
okay, well we had to force that one out of you. You were just about to set it up with.
I mean, that's why because I'm trying.
Well, I mean, I called out the picture the other day. I was like, well, if they're gonna post that picture already, it's gonna be purple and white.
Okay, I'm gonna also tell you guys. You and Drew. No, they don't give it away. But and also a lot of times they'll post a graphic on game day that's like random shit, but like they'll have the guys in the purple jerseys, white pants when they're not wearing them. So like the graphics don't. I'm telling you, I know you guys are very casual about uniforms. I'm very serious about it, and I'm telling you, I pay attention to every graphic. That doesn't mean shit.
I don't know.
It could. I mean, it's likely. We're at home.
Isaiah?
We're gonna wear purple jerseys, white pants probably 6 times a year.
I've been correct every game this year on the jersey combo. Just
Listen, we all
You're picking chalk every week.
bullied.
It's not hard.
oh yeah, I'm picking chalk, but I'm right. I mean, 5-0 speaks for itself.
We're not
Yeah, he
giving out
only did-
gambling picks
he
here.
only-
No one can gamble on it.
He only
Speaking
did
of
one
gambling
pick.
picks,
You did 2 picks.
before we go to
I
the
did one
gambling
pick.
picks
Except for
in a few days,
Stuart,
Charlie Kohler anytime TD.
It hit. You're right. Except
It
you,
did.
your
You do it in with a
parlays
parlay,
are
though.
outrageous. You have like plus 60,000 parlay every single week. So your Charlie Kohler anytime touchdown doesn't matter when the rest of your wild ass picks don't hit. So
Oh no.
you should just give out Charlie Kohler.
I thought
I'm making a rule, by the way, and I don't think that anybody's ever broken it. But the rule is you have to have 5 legs in your parlay.
5 legs.
No, that's
only-
definitely
okay.
weeks where I go for.
Now, okay, so you have to have 5 because
I
it has
usually
to
do 5
be.
or 6.
Well, the number has to come out to 32. So 3 and a 2, right? So it's got to be a 6 or a 5 or more. I don't care if you want to get fucking 11 picks, go for it. I don't give a shit. But we can't go under 5. It's got to be 5 unless
All right, so
you're
I'm
a
going
BT.
30.
And if you want to go Charlie Kohler anytime touchdown, I'll give you a 2-leg parlay. You just got to give me one more pick if you want to do that.
I'm going 32 leg parts. Just
Okay.
for
All right.
Nice. Well, anywho,
I don't know that that's possible, but you can try.
I will find a Westman.
I thought at the beginning of the game last week, I thought I was cooking when Derrick Henry got that first half
I
touchdown.
fucking
And
have
like
it.
Zay was
Knocked out
getting
fucking one.
Zay was getting work early. Lamar was throwing the ball a lot early. I was like, here we go. And then they just scored all them fucking points because I took the under.
I'm pretty sure.
forget
if
how
Nelly
close I
would've
was, but it
scored,
was-
I would have hit.
Because I took Ravens to score over 23.5, but I had the total under was it 43? No, 48.
Yeah. But mine came really close because I
just
used
needed
like
Mark
I
Andrews
had
to get 1 yard
I had a no sweat. So I put 50 on it. So it was like 50 to win 850. I think I was like, I don't know, 9 yards or 13 yards short or some shit like that.
Wasn't
was
that
1 yard-
Nelly
1 yard from
touchdown
Mark
away
Andrews,
from winning?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, like if you hit one of BT's parlays, you're gonna, retire to an island somewhere. So
Yeah, you're gonna pay off your fucking mortgage. Yeah, no.
put 50 cents.
You're like,
on it, you get $1 million.
they were only a Nelly touchdown short. That was like plus 1,100. That's a bet all by itself. That was probably longer odds than Drew's entire parlay.
Yeah, and like I said, I was one leg off.
Whatever.
Well, anywho,
No.
one leg off.
Never change. Keep giving out the long shots. I love it.
there you go. Well, that's going to do it for this week's installment. We will be back next week to discuss this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, it's time for me to die.
See ya!
Zone 32.